Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Luz and I am your manifestation coach, and I'm excited to work with you and help you along this journey, guys. So today's video is about scripting according to Neville Goddard. So in this channel, I use a lot of Neville Goddard's work and teachings because I am currently reading 12 of his, well, not at the same time, but I'm reading 12 of his books. And in one of his books, he talks about scripting. And I wanted to I wanted to talk about one of his techniques regarding scripting, right? What is scripting? If you don't know what scripting is, it's basically writing down your end, writing down the imaginative act. So it better helps, like for me, for example, it helps me to visualize as I write. Psychology. So writing according to psychology, it helps you clarify your intentions, right? It helps you memorize. So when you write something down, it helps you understand what it is that you want in a very clear and precise way. So writing things down makes you more focused, right? And it makes it more clear. It clarifies things. One huge benefit to writing things down is the ability to clarify. Clarity is what helps people become successful because they're able to clarify their goals, priorities, and intentions. It's one thing to have goals, hopes, and dreams, but it's another to have them written down. If they're written down, then plus once they're written down, you can expand on them and make them more specific so they can become reality. So it helps you to actually see your goal, see your end, see your visualization when you write it down. Okay. So documenting the whole process will help you maintain your motivation and see progress, guys. So writing things down is not just because it's kooky and you feel like it's not a magical step, okay? It just helps your brain memorize this manifestation, memorize the visualization, and implant it better, okay? And it promotes self-reflection. So enough about writing things down. I want to share so I'm going to tell you the steps exactly how to script and in what tense to script, okay? So when you script, do not write in the future tense, because what happens is your subconscious is going to implant that as in a loop, as it's never actually occurring. So for example, as if you said, I want to receive $1 million. So then your subconscious, aka the universe, your subconscious is going to take that in a forever loop as if it's never actually going to happen. It's going to give you that. It's going to push that out. I want $1 million forever. You're going to always want to grab it and you're never going to have it within reach. So never write in the future tense, okay? Always write as if you already received it, all right? Because that is going to implant in your subconscious that you have already received it, that you already have it. And your subconscious won't have any other choice but to push it out, but to make it reality, okay? So let me read to you a quote from Neville Goddard. You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. Now let that sink in, all right? Neville Goddard is one of the greatest spiritual teachers of the 20th century. We've already discussed this. The 3 best Neville Goddard techniques, all right? So when we script, what we're going to do is we're going to think from the end, all right? We're going to think from the end. Just like I told you yesterday, how to manifest in 3 easy steps. 3 easy steps. The best time to manifest is during SATS, which is akin to sleep, that little state right before you're like dazing into sleep, falling into that dream state. Okay, it's between awake and asleep. You could still hear noises. You could still be woken up so fast, but you're like falling into that drowsy state, right? That's akin to sleep. That's the best time to manifest. That's not the only time. There are other times that I'm going to talk about, like daydreaming, right? So you're in these waves. Your brain is in these specific waves when you're driving, right? When you're daydreaming, when you're meditating, right? These are certain states that your brain goes into, and those are the best times to manifest. So akin to end, so that's the best time. But to scripting is actually helps you visualize better. So we're going to think from the end when we script, all right? The first exercise to do, so please write this down, guys. The first exercise to do is to learn how to think from the end. What Goddard means by this is that in order to gain control of your circumstances, you must first become crystal clear about what it is that you want to be, do, or have manifest in your life. This means that you have to project yourself forward into the idea that you want to accomplish. Once you are clear in this aim, you can begin to identify what it will feel like to achieve that aim. The goal of thinking from the end is not simply to identify a list of desired qualities, but to be able to identify with those qualities and to begin to embody the feeling that accomplishing your aim would instill within you. You can do this exercise through a daily meditation and walk yourself through a consistent process of experiencing and re-experiencing your aim. If you begin this process but lose focus during it, as it will happen to most people, I'm just being honest, it happens to me. I drift off and I start daydreaming about, my bills that need to be paid or anything else that I'm thinking about, right? It just doesn't mean your brain naturally does this. Simply begin again, right? Refocus, recenter, back to center, right? And with each repetition, you will gain clarity and further your ability to concentrate on your aim. The scripting part. The second Neville Goddard exercise I want to share is the process of scripting, okay? This technique goes hand in hand with the idea of thinking from the end, but takes the strategy to the next level. All right, so I already explained what scripting is. So we're writing as if it's in the end, right? It's already in the past tense. To do this, place yourself into an imagined state of mind that you have just experienced your goal, and then write down a vivid description of what happened. It's important to note that you aren't trying to brainstorm ways to achieve your goal or even outline possible paths you might take. You're imagining, you're assuming, the law of assumption, you're assuming as if it already happened. Okay, it's already accomplished. Okay, this is very important, guys. You're not writing goals and like an outline, like this is what could happen, and like you're not doing that. You're not planning for your future. Okay, you're writing as if it's already done. And I'm going to give you examples. So that I promise this video will come with examples. So I'm going to give you examples of that. All right. And let me give you some descriptions and examples of how to script, right? So I'm going to give you my personal examples of how I script. So when I script, when I want something to happen, I write it as if it's already done. And let me give you an example. Let's start with something simple, right? So let's say a cup of coffee. We're going to start with a cup of coffee. Why do I always say a cup of coffee? Because a cup of coffee is detached. You're detached from a cup of coffee. You're not expecting anything. You're not emotionally entangled with this cup of coffee. If it happens, good. If it doesn't matter. It's not bothering you. So we're going to start with something inanimate, something that's not attached to your life in any way, shape, or form. That if it comes into your life, great. If it doesn't come into your life, some people can't live without a cup of coffee, but you can always make your own. So if you start with your specific person, you are going to already probably attach a lot of emotions and feelings with it. And if you have limiting beliefs, which I'm also going to work on with you in this channel, then that's probably going to make it a lot harder to accomplish, because you're already attaching emotions to it and you already wanting this desperation of wanting it to happen, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to write in past tense. This is an example, okay? You can write this down and you can use this as an example, and then you can fill in the blank for anything else that you want, okay? I received, past tense. I received a cup of coffee today. I received a cup of coffee. Okay? So I have received a cup of coffee. That's it. You're just going to write that down, right? And when I told you how we manifest, we can actually visualize that very, very quick, very briefly. We can get into this meditative state, right? We have to make sure that when we get into a meditative state, that we have all of our devices turned off. We're not in a situation or in a location where it's very loud and crowded, like a coffee shop, or your kids are running around. Or I understand some of us are moms. I'm a mom, but I find a time which is either very late at night or very, very early in the morning, right before you wake up, because you're also in that very dreamlike state when you wake up. All right, so the first thing you can do is you can just write these things down, and after that you can actually meditate, visualize them either very early in the morning, right when you're waking up. And the way that you visualize is how I taught you in the previous video. So you're going to visualize yourself. You close your eyes. Remember what I said. You close your eyes and you visualize your hands in front of you. What you can do is you can visualize someone handing you a cup of coffee. You can even add words to it, like I said in the previous video. You can even say, here's a cup of coffee. This one's on me. This one's free. This one's on me. This one's yours. This one's on the house. It doesn't matter. You can add those words. You can add a smell to it too. You can close your eyes, visualize your hands, visualize yourself in a coffee shop, whichever favorite coffee shop that you have. And you can visualize a barista going, this one's on me. This is yours. And then you visualize yourself receiving the cup of coffee and saying, thank you very much. I really appreciate this free cup of coffee. That's it. You don't have to actually add, thousands of words and people coming in and out. That's all extra. So that's the end. Okay, that's the scripting. You write that down. And then once you manifest your cup of coffee, what I suggest after, when you scripted it, what I do in my scripting journals is I write on the right side, I write manifested on 5/19/2023 at 8 o'clock in the morning. Because what that does for you is that encourages you, and that helps you, that gives you that confidence to continue manifesting. Scripting is that easy, guys. Just visualize the end. Talk as if it already happened. Now, if you want to script about your SP, I have been married to my SP for 3 years. You can also say it in present tense. I am married to my SP. I am married. I have been married for, present perfect tense, right? Continuous. Present continuous. I'm also an English teacher, so I'm going to add some of that in there. I'm going to throw it in there. And then the third one is revisioning, okay? Another great technique is the process of revisioning. Goddard writes that one of the best habits you can develop is to review the events of your day every evening just before you go to sleep. What I mentioned earlier is to write down everything that manifested to the right. This is the revisioning, okay? So at night, you're going to revision your journal. You're going to revision everything that you scripted, and you're going to write down, I manifested this on April 19th. I manifested this on April 20th. I manifested this. You're going to write that down and the dates, okay? As you walk your mind through the things that happened, you might notice that there were a few situations that didn't go as you might have wanted them to. If so, use this time to reimagine and circumstance. So some things are not going to come to pass in that day or in that week. So you can actually, what you can do is you can revisit all these things maybe every night or at the end of your week, just to give yourself some space to be able to manifest all these things. And then if some of them didn't come to pass during that week, then you can revisit, you can reimagine and do it again. Okay. So I suggest you doing scripting every day. Every day. I script every day. I know sometimes it's like, okay, so why am I scripting the same thing every day? Well, because I want to believe, right? I believe. I want it. I know it's come to pass. I believe. I put my belief in that. I put my belief and knowledge and knowing, the knowing, right? That it's already happened, right? Let's see. For example, if you received a letter from a friend that contained bad news, imagine yourself back to the moment of reading the letter. Imagine opening the envelope and begin reading, but this time, change what the letter says. Imagine that it contains the news you want to hear. You can also change the past. So that's going to be another video. I'm going to go into detail of that, but you can also change the past. So this is what Neville Goddard calls revisioning, right? So if you receive bad news, or if you didn't receive it, imagine yourself receiving it, right? You're reinventing the past. You're redoing it all again, okay? Once you've done this, simply relax and move on to the next event in your day. Do not worry about trying to force or think through the event you wish to change. Imagine it differently and move on, all right? So if you read his writings, you will find many examples and stories of Neville Goddard's results, both in his own life and those of his students. The key with each of these exercises is to trust that they will work, right? And that the imagination really does create your reality. To see the best results, work consistently with these techniques. Thinking through your dream state once or twice might be wishful thinking, but as you continue to repeat the ideas to yourself, they become more and more real to you. This happens through a process of auto-suggestion. Eventually, the imagined state will become so real to you that it has no choice but to appear before you in the physical 3D world. That is the secret to creation, okay? We have been manifesting all of our lives, okay? When we were kids, we had a crush on someone and we ended up dating that person. That's manifesting. You know, we wrote down in our little journals. We wrote down in our 3D binder. We wrote down their names over and over and over and over until they became our boyfriends. This is manifesting. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, oh my goodness. Okay. Currently, I'm manifesting a celebrity. And I want to share with you some of the scripting techniques that I did. And some of the testimonies that has happened in my life. So I was dating a guy. I had started talking to this guy, and I instantly liked him. We had chemistry, and you know, we lived in the same city, but he wasn't currently in the city. And I began scripting and manifesting him. I began scripting about him liking me, him dreaming about me. So I would write down, I'm not going to say his real name, but I don't know why Bob comes to mind. It's such a lame name. But Bob dreams about me every night. Okay, so this is in the present tense, but this is every night, right? So this is every day. So I wrote that down. Bob dreams about me every night. Bob can't stop thinking about me. Bob loves me. Bob is obsessed with me. Yes, I wrote that down. And I remember one day he said that, because this was in the beginning phase where we were just like openly like talking, but we weren't like officially dating yet. And I remember he told me, he texted me and he goes, I'm in the movie theater tonight with another girl, but I can't stop thinking about you. He's like, I actually closed my eyes for a minute and I dreamed about you and I felt you in my life. It was like the craziest thing. I had just wrote that down and it was crazy. I was like, whoa, this works. This is amazing. So I was just so flabbergasted about that. And I was like, this gives me hope. So I kept writing about him. I kept being very specific too. I was playing around with it and I was like, Bob wears a red shirt today. Bob wore a red shirt today. And this was like for the next day. And he wore a red shirt. I was like, oh my God, this cannot be happening to me right now. This is insane. This is witchcraft. But it's not. It's not witchcraft. It's believing the end. It's believing that it's already happened, right? So you believe it. you don't know how many free coffee cups I've gotten, free cups of coffee I've gotten. Hundreds. Okay? I've scripted, people hand me money. People hand me money. So you can write in the present continuous tense, which actually also helps, right? So past tense, as if it already happened, which is the end. Present continuous, if you want it to continue happening. So it depends on the thing that you want. But if you want something, for example, if you want money to keep rolling in all the time, so then you write down, people hand me money. People hand me money. Do you know how many times people hand me money? I'm an Uber driver, and it's crazy because I got interrupted by an Uber trip. I live in a small city, very small city, so it's like, it's okay to do this, but I've made my own business cards, and they're almost out because I just hand them out. And I get called every day to get pick up someone, a writer, and you don't understand how many times someone hands me cash. I get cash every day. I'm not kidding. Last night I got $100. The day before I got 60. The day before I got 50. The day before I got 300. The day before I got 550. I mean, every day I get handed. So that's the end. You don't worry about how. You don't worry about how people are going to hand you anything. You only believe the end. You only believe. If you want this to be on a continuous loop, then you write, people hand me money. And you don't have to say every day. You could just say, people hand me money. It's incredible how many times and how often I get handed money. And I also write down, people hand me things. Doesn't matter, because I love gifts. So people have given me stuff. The other day I took some clients and they came back with a free Starbucks drink. And my son, they give him a free Happy Meal, free ice cream cone, free cake pop from Starbucks, free chocolate milk, free. It's just incredible. And people are they're always like, here. It's like on this loop. It's on this loop, and it's amazing. You believe it, it happens. You believe it, it comes to pass. So that's scripting, guys. I hope that helps. If you have I know you're going to have any questions. I want to encourage you to write down your testimonials. What happened after you scripted? So if you have any questions, if this video was still a little fuzzy, like, can I write in this tense, or can I write like this? Can I write like this? So I also suggest you write I am, okay? Because I am is what Neville Goddard calls your subconscious. So he calls it the God within you, but it's actually your subconscious. So other manifestors call it the universe. I am is the universe. I am is the God within you, but I don't believe in the God within you. I understand in the psychological and scientific level what is factual. I'm not saying that that's not factual, but what I've studied is your subconscious, right? So our subconscious is the I am. So when you say I am rich, then the subconscious can't help but push that out. You are rich. You are rich. I am filthy rich. You're not going to be a dirty homeless rich, okay? But you're just going to be rich, right? Again, I'm going to tell you, the subconscious doesn't know between right and wrong. It just knows what you tell it. So if you tell it a thing, it can't help but push that out, okay? Now, if you visualize a thing, it can't help but believe it's real, because the brain doesn't know what's real or not. It doesn't. The memories, it can't tell between a memory and what's real. So if you imagine enough times a memory, it's going to implant it into a true memory, and it's not going to be able to help itself but to push it out. So I hope this helped, guys. I hope this helped. I hope I didn't confuse you, because I have a plethora of information and I just go from place to place. So I'm sorry. This is your manifestation coach, Luz. If you are interested in doing some one-on-one with me, yours truly, Luz, please email me in the email down below. I'm going to post it in the description box. And please comment your questions, your suggestions, what you would like for me to do a video on next. But I have so many topics that I'm going to talk about because I just started this channel. And the universe, God, has wanted me to make this channel, and I'm not going to push it any further. I'm going to just do it. So I just decided to do it. And I also manifested millions of subscribers, and all I care about right now is to help you succeed. That's what I care about. That's what I want. I want to share. I'm not a gatekeeper. I want to share my knowledge, my information of what I've studied for 4 freaking years, you guys. 4 years of just studying and taking it, soaking it in, writing it down, manifesting, scripting, visualizing the end, and imagining all these things, just soaking it in until something told me, God told me, you're ready, do it. So yesterday I just went ahead and started my channel. Guys, I love y'all very much, and I hope to be besties with you guys very soon. As a matter of fact, we're besties already. Email me, text me, message me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe because it helps with the algorithm. Hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm to push this video out, okay? I want to reach as many souls as possible. Help me reach as many souls as possible. I love you guys very much, and God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.